Do you have one of these? It's a global entry card. You can get one with a simple background check followed by a short interview. Having one makes it easier to get through customs and security at many airports. When I showed up for my application interview at St. Louis Airport, it felt a little surreal. I passed through one of a large bank of glass doors and found myself in a sprawling reception hall. A sign on the wall declared, "Global Entry." But there was no receptionist, no reception desk, and no instructions. I was a couple of minutes early for my appointment, so I took a seat and waited. A few minutes later, an unmarked door opened and a voice called out my name. A woman led me down a hall into a small office. There, a young man in uniform invited me to sit down on the opposite side of his desk. He reviewed my personal information, asked a few questions about my background, then said, "I'm going to need to take your fingerprints." I replied, "Will you give them back when you're done?" His forehead creased in confusion. "Huh?" I smiled back at him, and presently his face registered comprehension. "That's actually really funny," he said, without cracking a smile. "Nobody ever makes jokes in here. You're all too terrified to do anything but answer the questions." Centuries before Franklin Roosevelt's 1933 inaugural address, Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto warned us that there is fear and there is fear. Real dangers exist in our world, and we're foolish if we ignore them and don't take reasonable precautions. But many of our fears are products of our own imagination, our own insecurities, our own foreboding of catastrophes that likely will never happen. That's why fear is one of the three enemies of ethics. When we indulge irrational fear, we fail to see the options before us clearly, often defaulting to what appears to be the safer course without contemplating what's right, what's wrong, or the potential fallout from our actions. Ethics requires us to stay aware and mindful of the real world. Recognizing that monsters do not lurk in every shadow keeps our minds clear from moral confusion and ensures we won't be spooked into making choices that aren't in anyone's best interest.